right, hello everybody. We are back with episode 4. So we're building a bit of a library here, little by little. I'm here with my co-host,
Marissa.
Monica?
and today we decided to do a little something lighter. Monica came up with the idea to do the Q&As, and we agreed it was a good idea, so I guess we'll start with the first one.
Okay, so the first question is, what embarrasses you the most in front of other people? So I guess I'll start. I'm a very shy person anyway, so I get my face red all the time. But I think what embarrasses me the most is public speaking. I hate public speaking. Like, I can't do any kind of presentations, even for school, for work. I don't like it. I don't like to be the center of attention, so always like nervous when it comes to presentations and always doubting myself. So I think that's my most embarrassing.
That's a hard one. I don't think I get embarrassed like a lot, but I also don't like to do public speaking either. But I think like the thing that embarrasses me most would be like if I fell. Like if you trip and fall in front of people, that's hard to come back from.
Yeah.
Like you just feel stupid for the rest of the time that you're around everybody else. And falling, tripping, spilling something on yourself, something like that, that's the most embarrassing to me.
For me, it would be having unexpected boogers.
Oh,
A runny
That's
nose.
oh man, that's a good one. Not if it's you, it's not a good one. But if it's somebody else, maybe it's it's funny.
We actually have a story.
What is it?
When we used to work at a retail store,
Oh gosh.
which we're not going to name, there used to be this cashier, and she
Always had boogers.
had boogers.
Gross.
And one of the supervisors noticed this and came over to me and Marissa, and she's like, "Oh my God, so-and-so has boogers."
We'll say for the sake of this episode, we'll say Sally has boogers.
So yeah, Sally has boogers in her face. And Marissa, being the immature person that she is, started laughing, like crazy laughing out of nowhere.
Stop laughing. It wasn't because it's not how she said it. What happened was Sally had boogers. But what made it funny wasn't that Sally had boogers, it's that before that, Amanda, we're going to come up with a different name, and that's not her name either. It's not an Amanda. But Amanda, our other supervisor, was really mad that day, and she was yelling at us, and she had just stubbed her toe. And she was complaining about it, and me and Martha, who that's not her name either, but Martha said, we were laughing, and then she looked at me, and she goes, "Are you laughing at Amanda stubbing her toe?" So I was like, "Yeah." And she goes, "Well, I'm laughing at the booger hanging out of Sally's nose." And that made me just laugh. It wasn't necessarily the booger that was funny. It was funny the way she said it. That's what was so funny about it.
Yeah, so from that point on, you couldn't tell Marissa anything about boogers or if somebody farted at work. Yeah. She's just crazy like that.
For me, it's boogers. If one of my friends, if I'm going out and one of my friends has a booger, I let him know. I'm like, dude, you got a little booger, man. Like, come on,
Got some bats hanging out the cave.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I used to use that all the time. So boogers. Also, like a more real embarrassing would be if I have eyelash falling out and it's in my face. That's kind of embarrassing for me, and I always tell whoever I'm with, I'm like, hey, if you see an eyelash, let me know, and I'm always checking. I find myself, I'm always like kind of rubbing like the bottom of my eye to see if I don't have eyelash. But sometimes I finish the night or I finish whatever I was doing, and I see that I had an eyelash, and I'm like, damn it, nobody told me. And lastly, bad breath. I worry about that all the time.
I know. If I'm going someplace, I always stick a mint or like gum, something in my mouth, because I don't want to have bad breath.
Yeah, that's a bad one for me. So
that's a good one, actually. Yeah. Next question. What do you love about yourself the most? I guess I'll start.
Do you want to start?
What do I love about myself the most? I love that up until now, my life is kind of open-ended. Meaning, and for some people, they would panic. Some people might not like it. But for me, what I love the most about me is uh, it's open-ended, meaning like my career is open-ended. Where I'm living is open-ended. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what else I can think of. My work is open-ended. And, you want to plan, obviously. So I do plan, like maybe a year into 5. I do want to see where it's heading. But that's kind of like what I love most about me. I don't like routine too much, so I kind of try to stay away a little bit from that. So I think that would be my answer.
For me, I think it would be how ambitious I am. I like to go above and beyond with work, with personal life. That's just something that, I'm very, I put a lot of emphasis on myself.
For me, I would say I have a young mentality. I don't mean immature. I mean, I guess I would be a little bit immature, but I would say I have a younger mentality. I think of things similar to how a kid would think of things. Even though, yes, I do have responsibilities and I do have ambitions, I do like to be playful and laugh, and I try not to take things too seriously. So I think that's what I like the most about myself. I don't take life too seriously.
Should we do what do you like what do you dislike the most?
Yeah, I guess we could do that. Yeah. What do you dislike the most? Since you went first, why don't you?
What I dislike the most? I mean, is it fair to say the same answer?
Yeah, it is.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I love that it's open ended, but also some days you kind of do wonder, but that's my like and dislike.
Yeah. For me, I think it would be kind of I'm a harsh critic of myself.
Yeah.
I always like doubt myself and think I could do better. So I think that could be a downfall for me too.
My least favorite thing about myself, I'm pretty stubborn. I would say that. Stubborn. Um, I see things my way and it's hard to change my mind. I am pretty open minded, but I'm stubborn. If I think I'm right, I'm right.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10 I'm right now. But I think I'm stubborn. Sometimes that's good because I'm persistent, but sometimes it's bad because it's terrible to argue with me.
Next question. Money aside, if you could do anything for the rest of your life, what would that be? I think money aside, I would probably want to be like a teacher. I really like teaching. I like kids. So, being that, they're not the most paid or highest paid careers, I think that's why I didn't go that path. But yeah, I think I would be a teacher.
What would I do? Money aside, I would be a writer. That's my I love to write. I think I've always loved to write. I think I've been a writer since I was a kid. I was always writing stories and telling stories and stuff like that. And I'm a pretty creative person, so I would be a writer.
For me, money aside, I like what Monica said, teacher, but also I love animation, so I would 100% dedicate, and I'm trying to now, but the focus is, it's kind of hard balancing, but I like animation. I love animation because you can create your own little world there, and it's kind of more low budget than making a real movie, like with real actors and real scenes. Like I could draw up being in China or something.
You're actually really good at that, so I think.
Thank you. Thank you, Monica.
Next question. This is kind of a funny one.
My answer is boogers.
If you had the option of adopting a baby fox or a baby koala, which one would you choose and why?
I would pick a baby fox because I would just name it Zorro,
Oh, yeah.
which is Spanish for fox, and I think that would just crack me up. Everybody else would be like, you know, you're a moron, but I'd be like, hey Zorro, hey fox, get over here.
We used to watch that movie all the time, remember?
Oh yeah, Zorro. That's one of my favorite movies actually, with Katharina Zeta-Jones.
Yeah, and Antonio Banderas.
Which actually, when we were talking about first celebrity crushes, I got home and I was like, damn, I should have said Katharina Zeta-Jones because,
she's beautiful.
oh man, that's everything. Yeah.
For me, it's kind of hard because like I see foxes as kind of like dogs, and I love dogs, but also koalas are like so cute and cuddly. So it's hard to decide. But I think being that I love dogs so much, I'm gonna go with a fox.
I think I'm gonna go with the fox too because I feel like if I had I feel like koala bears, they just like sleep all the time. And I feel like a fox, I could treat it like a dog, and I love dogs, so it could like live in my house. I could take it for walks. I would go with the fox too.
I have an improvised question. I think we all watched Pokemon a little bit. We know. If you were a Pokemon trainer, and you could choose any Pokemon to start with, what would you choose and why?
Charmander. Charmander was always my favorite. Like when you play the Pokemon games, like Blue and Red, the little Game Boy games, I always pick Charmander. He's a fire Pokemon. He turns into Charizard eventually, who's like, he's a dragon. He's awesome. He's fire. I was like, fire. And come on. You know, definitely Charmander. He's like cute and funny, but like if you pissed him off, he was, you know, fiery, and I like that about him.
I like Squirtle.
I remember you used to like Squirtle.
Maybe because I'm a water sign, maybe that has something to do with it. And if I remember correctly, the first time Ash got Squirtle, was it Ash, right? Or Misty? No, Misty had the Psyduck. When Ash got Squirtle, Squirtle wanted no part. Yeah. He had like this.
Frankie, right?
Yeah, he had the sunglasses. He was like, I'm in my own little world, and I kind of, you know, that's kind of, I like that.
If I had to pick, it would be Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur. Hold on, give me a second.
He's the one with, you know, the leaves and the tree. Yeah. That one, I've always been a Bulbasaur fan.
Really?
Yeah. I know he's not the coolest, but I always thought, like, he's the coolest to me.
It's funny because we all picked one of the, like, starter ones from the game. Yeah, you always picked either one of those three, and we each picked a different one. That's funny.
Yeah. Squirtle. Okay, next question. If you had to be on a reality TV show, which one would you choose? I think, Marissa, you want to go first?
I would be on Big Brother. It's my favorite. It's the only reality show that I really watch, and it's my favorite. I like that it's a game show. I like that there's, you have to use your brains, and you have to use like a little bit of muscle. So there's physical games, there's mental games. I like that it's, you know, like you could sneak around and kind of like make alliances, and I really like that show. I love it. That if there's one show I could be on, it would be Big Brother.
How far do you think you would get, or would you win it all?
I don't know if I would win it all. I think I could get pretty far. I think I could definitely make it to the jury, which is like you go into the next house and you still win, like you win a little bit of a prize and you get to pick who the winner is. I think I would definitely make it to jury because as much as I'm like strategic, I could be quiet, and I think I could be perceived as a non-threat.
I forgot to tell you guys, but you can also make up your own reality show. So if you have something in mind, you could, you know, also say that. I'm definitely gonna come up with one now. For me, it also would be Big Brother, you know, because it's very like strategic and you can win a lot of money. And yeah, it's like kind of like an individual game, but also you have to know how to like get along with others. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds.
Do you think you'd win it?
I don't think I would win it. I think I would probably like end up being like the first ones out or something.
I think you'd win it because I feel like you're unexpected. Like you're quiet, you're kind of like, you know, calm and even keeled. I feel like you would win it because nobody would suspect you.
See, I see myself as one of those, like the first one out where they don't even know how their names and how they talk and stuff like that. So I think
Of course you think that.
I'll be that one.
To me, like I'm thinking from the fan perspective, and I think you're very likable. You know what I mean? Like just watching, like the apartment or wherever they were, like you would just be super chill. You would try to get along with everybody, and the fan would like just watching, like she's cool as hell. Like why vote her
You're
out?
quiet
I
and
think
you're like to me, I think you'd be perceived as like a non-threat.
now. What about, since you said we can come up with our own reality show, Big Brother Moon Edition? Meaning, you get sent over there, and if you get kicked out, you gotta take your own spaceship back. That'd be kind of cool. Or Big Brother Ocean Edition.
Underwater, that's pretty cool.
Underwater, that'd be super cool. But my reality show would be, I wish I could be the cameraman for the Jackass series.
Oh, I love that show.
Oh man, that'd be awesome. Cause you just be cracking up the whole time.
You don't get hurt.
You don't get hurt. You get to enjoy other people getting hurt. That'd be awesome.
But I feel like they would totally prank you because they mess with everybody on that show.
Kind of similar concept. If you could live anywhere in the world for a year, where would it be? I guess I'll start. I would like to live in Canada. Such a random, but I think it's like kind of like a peaceful country. You don't really hear much from them, and yeah, I think Canada would be for me. I also like the snow. I love the snow and winter, but I don't know if I would be able to handle their winters.
If I could live anywhere for a year, I would pick Australia. It's an island, so they have like beaches and stuff like that. They have really cool wildlife. I love their accents, so it's just definitely Australia.
For me, I'm kind of looking at the map where we're recording, the poster map here. If I could handle the cold, which I really can't, but if I could, I would choose Alaska. And for me to if I wasn't are we choosing to enjoy or
Just for a year.
yeah, I would choose Alaska, I think, if I could handle the cold. If not, I would choose, I'm looking at the map, somewhere maybe in Europe. That'd be kind of cool.
So this one is more of a sentimental question. What was the most memorable toy you played with from when you were little?
Probably my dollhouse. That was my favorite thing when I was a little girl. I loved it. I loved playing with my dollhouse as a kid. I think that was like my most used toy. Because I had little figurines. I would play with my sister, play with my cousins, play by myself. I loved that. My dollhouse was my favorite thing as a kid.
It's Barbie, right? Barbie.
No, it was like little plastic dolls. I don't know. They weren't like dolls. I don't know. They come with the dollhouse. It's like a little family, and my Power Rangers were in there too.
For me, and I don't know if Monica's gonna remember, but in Uruguay, there was Digimon.
Yeah.
And we had the little tiny, statue figurines. Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember.
Oh
I
man.
do remember watching Digimon.
Yeah, and you could pick up the little figures were like this tall, shaped as the Digimon, and in school, you would kind of you put it against the wall, and you would bet your Digimon, and you would try to hit it, and if you could hit it, you would get it. And I remember there was the Angel Digimon. Do you remember? No. He was like the coolest. Angelmon. I don't know what his name is. Angelmon. And I won it.
Oh damn.
And people were like, bet that Angelmon, bet him. I was like, nope. That one's going straight home with me. And I kept it for a while and then I lost it. I don't know. But definitely. And the Pokemon trading cards.
Yeah,
Yu-Gi-Oh trading cards.
you remember the Pokemon albums? You collect the stickers?
Oh, forget about it. Yeah.
I still actually have my Pokemon cards somewhere.
Yeah.
For me, like my most memorable toy is, I don't know if you guys remember, but there were like little animals, like plastic animals,
Oh yeah.
Safari or
like a safari. I don't know if you guys remember.
They would come in that
In a tall, yeah,
in like a plastic
clear container. So we, like me, Luciano, and my younger brother Fede, we would line them up. Like we would obviously like pick, half of each. Yeah, half each. We would line them up on the floor, and then we would like flick on one of them and try to kick the other one down. And I don't know if the last one standing was the winner. I don't remember who the winner was, but I just remember that.
That you played in Uruguay or here?
That was in Uruguay, yeah.
And here.
In here too?
In here too, when we first came.
See, I don't remember that, but yeah.
And I remember there was some animals with tall, skinny legs, easy to throw out. Yeah. But then you would have like
like the giraffe.
Yeah, the giraffe is like easy, like
Easy target.
Yeah, but then you would get some animals that they were like pretty much sitting.
Like a hippo or like an elephant.
Yeah, impossible to knock down.
And we would fight on which one of us would get those.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a good one. Next question: what do you hope to achieve by 50? I know, Luciano, you don't really plan. Like you're the type of person that you don't plan. But like, is there anything that you kind of see yourself?
What do you hope to achieve?
Personally or globally, whatever level.
Enjoying nephews and nieces and all that, and possibly my kids, my wife. That'd be awesome. And just continue, enjoying life. Maritza?
By 50, I think I want to be living in California. And I want to be also financially stable. Whether that's, really high up in a company or owning my own business. I definitely want to have kids. Hopefully I'll have all my kids by then. But yeah, that's where I see myself by 50.
Yeah, me and Marissa have the similar goals. Both want to be in California, obviously. And hopefully our kids will be 20 out of college.
That sounds about right.
Hopefully. So yeah, next question. If you could change your first name, what would you change it to? Or would you even change it? I guess.
I wouldn't change it.
Yeah, I wouldn't change it either.
I like my name. It's spelled and it's pronounced different than the norm. The norm is Marissa. My name is Morissa. It's spelled Maurisa. And it's a unique name. I wouldn't change it.
I wouldn't change it, although growing up, Luciano is kind of a weird name, hard to pronounce sometimes for people, and in school you kind of get made fun of sometimes. Luciana, they change it to feminine, but I wouldn't change it. Like now that I'm grown, even growing up, maybe it bothered me a little bit, but I love my name. It's unique. I haven't met another Luciano really. Maybe as a last name. I did have a friend that was funny. Yeah, Luciano. His name was Daniel Luciano. Shout out to him if he's listening. I don't know. But that was kind of cool. We kind of connected like that. Oh, your name's Luciano.
That's fine.
But yeah, I wouldn't change it.
Yeah, I wouldn't change it either. I think my name is not so common. So, and it's not, to me, it's not ugly. I don't know. So I think I would keep it as Monica. Next question.
If you could add another name to your names.
What do you mean?
So say like
a middle name?
Yeah, like a middle name. Like my name is with the last name and everything is like 4. If you could do a 5th one, or for you too, right? 4? Yeah. If you could do a 5th one, and would it be also 3 or 4? Yeah. Which one would you add? If you could just think kind of randomly.
I only have 3 names because in the US we don't take our mother's last name. So I guess if I was gonna do so, I would then add my mom's maiden name too, the way you guys do it. Otherwise, I wouldn't add anything else.
No, I don't think I would add anything else. I think it would be too much. And honestly, you don't really use the middle name or your mom's maiden name. So I think it's like, I mean, for me at least, I don't think I would add another one.
I like a middle name though, because I feel like a middle name, especially with you guys. I'm not going to say your last name, but you have a very common name. There's multiple people with that last name, even with your first names, and the middle name is the decipher between people. Like otherwise, you would just all be the same. So I like the middle name. It kind of, it gives you a little more of a chance of not having the same name as everybody else.
I guess that was a bad follow-up question because I would also not add. I think 4 is plenty, and I like how it flows and all that. So, not the best follow-up question, but moving on.
Next question. What would you like to eat for your last meal?
Ooh.
So many choices.
Jeez.
Oh man, for my last meal.
Something that would numb you out.
I mean, can we say like appetizer, entree, and dessert, or just like entree? Like this is kind of vague.
Yeah.
Because like I really enjoy dessert, so I don't know.
Your last meal, like I think you could pick whatever you want. Like, I think on death row, like you could get whatever you want. I don't think it's necessarily just dinner. I think you could get cereal, you could get ice cream, like whatever you want. So if you want, you could do 3 courses. Okay, so if I was gonna go 3 courses, I would say fried calamari as my appetizer. As my dinner, something my mom cooks. I'm just gonna be vague with it. I don't know, something that my mom makes. Maybe lasagna. I don't know, something that my mom will cook. And then for dessert, ice cream.
What kind?
Cookie dough, chocolate chip cookie dough. Maybe a little pistachio, scoop of mint chocolate chip, a whole bunch of stuff.
I would choose. Well, we just ordered dinner, so I ordered chicken. What did I order?
Franchise.
Chicken franchise. So maybe I would pick that, but also just to mess with the guards or whatever, I would eat a rotten burger.
Oh.
I would enjoy it, laughing all the way, knowing that they would have to clean up my diarrhea, and I would probably be a ghost just laughing at them, wiping my ass. I'm an idiot.
Mine, I would say for appetizer, probably like garlic bread or garlic knots, whatever. My breath is gonna stink.
It's gonna be good garlic bread though.
Yeah.
From where? Do you know exactly?
I mean, Olive Garden has good one.
Oh yeah.
Breadsticks.
Breadsticks. For appetizer, probably like I love pizza. Just like plain pizza.
As your main meal? Or
Yeah. No, mean. And then dessert, I don't know, like anything chocolate, really.
The Applebee's chocolate.
Oh,
meltdown
yeah.
is your favorite.
Triple chocolate meltdown or lava cake or something like
Triple
that.
chocolate meltdown.
Yeah.
With like a vanilla ice cream.
With vanilla ice cream on the side.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Yeah, I really like that. Next question. What is the weirdest thing you've ever done on a date?
All right, so I was in college and I was in like a criminal justice class, and there was a cute girl and I asked her if she wanted to hang out. She was like, yeah. So it was in the I don't want to say the college, but we all went to the same college.
Yeah.
You know how it had the lake with the paddle boats?
Oh yeah, right right down the street, right?
Yeah. We were at the paddle boats, and then we pulled over at the docking, and the lake was nasty, but I was trying to be stupid and I guess brave or something. I was like, or she might have suggested it. She was like, jump in the lake. That was kind of part of it somehow. And I don't know if it was my idea or hers, but I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. So, I took off my clothes. I got on my tighty whities. I didn't have tighty whities, but I got on my tighty whities and I jumped, but halfway jumping, I realized it was a mistake. And luckily, there was like a pole. I grab onto a pole that's there. I grab like with my feet, with my hands. She's cracking up. I'm like, oh, help me, help me. And anyways, I did get a few more dates after that. It was awesome. But if you could, like, picture a tall, skinny guy with his underwear just like shaking in that pole. The whole pole was shaking. But anyways, I forgot the question. I think it was like first date weirdness. So I don't know who has any.
I never personally did anything weird that I know of. I don't think I've ever done anything weird on like a date or a first date. But the weirdest thing that ever happened to me on a date was on my first date. I went out with this guy, and afterwards he's like, "Oh, you want to, come back to my house and we'll like hang out, we'll watch a movie." Cause he lived in the basement. So I was like, "Okay, yeah, whatever." And he introduced me to his parents on the first date. Needless to say, we didn't go on any more dates after that one, but that was probably the weirdest thing that ever happened on a date.
So if there's anything that you guys would change about each person in this room, what would it be? Truth hurts.
Okay, well, I'm not going first. You can go first, Monica, because you decided to pick this question. Yeah. We're going to put you on the spot first.
Hurt us with your truth.
Well, I guess I kind of deserve that.
Are you really going to kick our ass? Or are you going to just be like, go easy on us?
All right, so I guess for Marissa, I would say I would change her stubbornness. She's very stubborn. Like, when she thinks she's right, like, it's her word. It's like she doesn't want to listen to anybody. And for Luciano, I would say, I would probably say the ability that you have to, like, not worry about the future. Like, because I'm the type of person that I'm always, like, thinking about the future. And I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm just saying, like, for my personality, like, type. I'm not saying it works for you, but I'm saying it wouldn't work for me.
Okay. So announcement. This is my last episode. No.
If I was gonna pick Monica, I would say I would make her a little less type A. Like, not so perfectionist, not so like so being, that's what I would say for Monica. But for you, I would say the opposite. I would make you a little more type A. So I would give Monica a little bit of you, and I'd give you a little bit of Monica. That's all I would do.
Yeah. I guess Marissa, I can't really think of anything, but I'll say your stubbornness.
I'm stubborn.
Yeah, I'll say that. And for Monica, if I could change, what was the question? If I could
change
anything about you? Well, just for your own happiness, just to continue seeing you happiness and growth and just your well-being. Maybe, like she was saying, like, just stress less. Like you said, you're your hardest critic.
Yeah.
So I would change that about you. Yeah. Not for myself, but for you, for your own happiness. Like.
So, well, now that we survived that.
We're going to be back for episode 5, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Do you think you're brave?
I think so. I'm not really afraid of a lot of things, and I do like to overcome, like, challenges. Like, I'm not like the type of person who says, like, I'm afraid of this, so I'm never gonna face it, or like, I don't like this, so I'm not gonna do it. In my last job, I worked in sales, and I hate being on the phone, but it was a cold calling job, and as much as I did not want to do it, I forced myself to do it, and I overcame it. So I like to overcome my fears. I don't want to, I never want to be the type of person who's like, oh, I don't like that, or I'm afraid of that, so I'm not going to face it. So I would think that I think I'm brave.
I want to say I am, but I don't think I've been in a situation, where I would say I was brave in, So who knows? I guess I have to be in a situation.
When we worked in retail, you would stand on that, like, 12-foot ladder at the top and straddle that ladder, and that's pretty fearless. I mean, a lot of people were afraid to do it. You'll jump on a roller coaster. I would think that there's something, you're in some ways, yeah, you're brave.
I mean, I'm not afraid of heights, but I don't know if that's brave.
There's a sound at night. Are you going to go run under the bed, or are you going to go and look for it? You go look for it. Like, you're not really I don't find you to be, I would not say you're not brave. I wouldn't say you're scared.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I think I just think of brave as somebody that, like a superhero, like someone that goes and saves somebody, like if they're in trouble, or like things like that. Mm-hmm. But I guess, like, yeah, if you're saying that, I think maybe. Luciano?
If I didn't face something because I was scared, I wouldn't be able to look at myself in the mirror.
Yeah.
So the only reason I would be brave, or I am brave, is because admitting to myself that I'm a coward is worse. Yeah. So I don't ever want to be in that situation.
But is that considered pride?
Yeah, it could be. That's the only reason, like, when I'm scared of something, I face it. Yeah. Because if I go home and I'm like, damn, dude, you didn't face it, that would kind of like, it'd be like, I wouldn't like that.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, so last question for today. Are you guys good at forgiving people?
I don't know. I think it depends on what they did. I would say, if we have an argument or a disagreement, if words are said, depending on what they are. To be honest with you, I do forgive words. If we have an argument, a verbal argument, for the most part, I'll forgive you. If you apologize, if you make a mistake and if the person really feels sorry for what they did and they're remorseful and they apologize, I'll forgive. It's different though when it's an action. So like, say you're in a relationship and someone cheats on you, that's something that I don't think I would forgive. If a family member didn't come to my birthday party, my 30th, we'll say, because that's a big one. That's hard to forgive too. Maybe I would, but milestone things like it's. I didn't have a birthday, but I'm just saying, say I had a 30th birthday or a 50th birthday, or I have a kid and the person doesn't come visit my child, or at least acknowledge their birth. These are things that can't be undone. Words to me, if you call me a name, it is what it is. We're going to have arguments. Maybe I called you a name. We'll get over it. But actions, I think, are hard to forgive. So I would say, depending on the action, I do forgive. I'm pretty forgiving. I forgive a lot of people, but, it depends on how bad you wrong me.
See, I have to be kind of honest. It's very hard for me to forgive people. And if I do, it takes me a long time for me to actually, say, I forgive you. I don't know why. That's something that I wish I could change about myself. Because I'm so harsh on myself and I have high expectations, I think that's why. But, I'm not saying it's the best side of me, but I do have to be honest. It is hard for me to forgive people.
Yeah, it's hard for me to forgive people too. And I actually don't mind it that much, because if you did something shitty towards me, it's kind of like you said, Monica, you have high standards for yourself and the kind of friend that you are, the kind of, right? And for me, it's like I don't forgive it that easily unless they genuinely apologize. When it's like, I'm sorry, can we move on? And it's like a genuine, like, damn, I really did not know, I'm sorry. And that is easy to forgive for me. Yeah. If you genuinely mean it, I'm not going to hold it over your head or nothing like that. That's easy. But also, I don't forgive easily because to me, that's also motivation for myself. I kind of use, like, if people kind of disrespect or put me down, I use that as motivation. Like, my revenge is going to be proving you wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I use it for a positive, but I also know maybe in some ways it's not the best trait, like Monica said.
Yeah.
So me and Monica are alike in that sense. What about one improvised question that we all ask each other? Improvised.
All right, you go first.
If you could live in any other time, whatever age you're at now, but you could choose the decade that you could be this age, which one would you choose? Past, or if you want to do future, like I want to be 26 10 years from now, whatever. What would it be and why? That's a pretty good question. That's a pretty good question.
Yeah, that is a good question, actually. I would say the 70s. I love the music of the 70s. I love the fashion of the 70s. And that's when, kind of like revolution, like for peace. So, yeah, I think the 70s, it would be my decade.
So I'm gonna have to agree, but I'm for a different reason. I would want to be in my 30s in the 70s, because I would have been 20s in the 60s, and I would want to live through the hippie era.
40s and the 80s, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I would want to be young in the 60s. So, I would like to be 30 in the 70s. In 1970, I'm 30.
For me, I would stay here. At 26. I think
20. You would stay in 2020?
Oh fuck! I didn't even think about that. No, but I would, because the technology is here. It's a good time. It's a good time. Yeah. No, but too early and you're missing some technology. You know what I mean? And if you're in 2020 and you're like 60, you can't really. You know what I mean? And if you're in 2020 and you're 5 or 6, it's not the same. So I would be 26 at 2020. I think this is the perfect time. Besides coronavirus. Yeah.
Okay, so before we leave, I just want to say the quote of the day. It was said by Buddha. What we think, we become.
And with that being said, that's the end of episode 4, and we'll see you next time, guys. Bye. Peace out.